Alright everybody, with MMS going a little bit long, we're jumping in very late into the action. Right now, Jared Haynes leads the charts for the four drivers who have posted down a lap. Guerrero in 14th in the 14, and second Garrett Caswell in third, and Joe Herta in the fourth. They were the only ones to enter a time. Right now, a little bit of a short field on hand. Several of them probably jumping over right from the HGR event. Gonna have more than what we got right now, I feel like. Right now on the entry list, obviously you see four of the drivers. Michael Barksdale, Chase Mastretta, I should say. Kevin McCullough, David Flanagan, Mike Davenport, Mark Mondale, Justin Johnson, Kyler Wren, Trevor Asbernoff, and Joshua McCullough are on the entry list right now. Still qualifying to come. And what MMS is putting up, probably the last practice that these drivers will have for most of them for the SummerSlam 499 this week. 137 degree track. Tim's going to be slick as all get out. 20 seconds to go right now. Jared Haynes still at top of the board. You're looking at Garrett Caswell right now in that 88. That's good beer. That being said, practice done. Qualifying up next. This might be all we got tonight. You never know. Right now, Garrett Caswell will be the first one to attempt to post a qualifying lap. Only get one lap to post a time and 10 minutes to do so. With plenty of time for anybody. 55 of Mike Davenport will be up next. Those Caswell and Davenport, they'll be the first ones to post a lap. Michael Barksdale's coming out of the pits now. He'll be the third one too. We'll focus in on Garrett Caswell for the moment. Right now, Caswell 184 mile an hour in turn one. Looking at it on our charts, we'll pull up the dashboard. Catching through the speed trap down the back straightaway. Right now, Caswell off of 4 right now, fastest in the first section of the track. It's very critical. He's going to dive down to the apron at the line. Garrett Caswell to set the fastest lap. Survey says a 52.226. That's the time to beat. Mike Davenport up next, cutting the apron again. At the line, is it enough to knock Caswell off? It is not. A 248. Of course, next one up, Michael Barksdale in the Gatorade Zero, number Chevrolet 00. Barksdale not cutting the apron like the first two. The lap, it's good enough for second at a 241. Justin Johnson coming off of a top 5 in HGR. He'll be the 4th driver to attempt to post a lap at the line. A 52.330 slides into 4th. So right now, only 4 drivers to post a qualifying time. Right now, nobody else has really joined, so it looks like it'll probably be a bit of a small field tonight. Still time to join, 6.5 minutes left in qualifying. Joe Herta rolling out. The number 2, number 1, it'll show up for 2 different things. Well, also the Ford Jared Haynes rolling out onto the racetrack. The Jack Shack number 4, I believe that's what it says. Yep. Trevor Asronoff as well rolling out. We're going to focus back in on the 2 with Joe Herta. Right now we're going to see where he compares to Garrett Caswell, at least on our side of things. Right now, Caswell was a 26-1 in the first sector, 26-1, but not in the purple. Oh, damn, I don't have that thing no more. All right, we'll pull back up the tower. Right now, just a little bit behind in the first section. Was Joe Herta, not Garrett Caswell, off of the top position. Cutting the apex perfectly, and at the line, the driver of the 1. 228, 2,000 of a second off. He's going to jump in the car, too. Jared Haynes now to take his crack at it in the same ballpark with Caswell. But right now, not the fastest, but right there at it. He's got to have a perfect turn 4. Off of 4 now. Through the tri-oval. Well, he cut the apex just a little bit later. Or the apron, whatever you want to call it. At the line, Jared Haynes. 52. 248. He'll tie Mike Davenport for 4th. But obviously it'll go down to the 10,000, so ever what it needs to. Trevor Asronoff will just catch the tail end of his lap. Top of the board for Asronoff. 215 over Caswell's 226. A monster lap for the 89. New colors for Trevor as well. Well, David Flanagan with just over 3 minutes remaining in the Greg Biffle throwback number 16 Subway car. Ford Mustang on track. He'll be coming to his first lap here. Right now, Flanagan, to start his, has to do better than a 2:15. Kenny Real running out onto the track, as is Chase Mastrota. We'll focus on them here in a minute. Ron Morris Jr. just connected into the session. And Morris will immediately go to make a qualifying lap. So 4 drivers to attempt to knock Trevor Asbernoff off the top of the board. Right now, Flanagan in a 25.6. That is almost a half a tenth faster than any of that's been through there. This could be the pole-setting lap. Flanagan to cut the apron at the line. Is it enough? 51.198. What a lap. God dang. What a run. What a... That's a statement run if I got to say something about it. Now it's Kenny Real, Chase Mastruta's, and Ron Morris Jr.'s. Their attempt to knock off Flanagan. That's a monster lap. First 151s without a draft that I know of. Right now, Kenny Real flirting with a 21.6 like the majority of the field has. If I got to guess, maybe the run's good enough for maybe 4th or 5th. We'll have to see. Real to cut the apron. That's as pretty as you could ask for. Kenny Real's lap will put him in a 6. Mastruta's lap will catch him right at the end. 9th quickest. Nowhere near. Ron Morris Jr. will catch him right at the end of his. 33 seconds. This is the last run to knock off David Flanagan. And at the line, it is not going to be good enough. I do not believe it is not as a 287, 10th quickest. Decent field on hand tonight. Looks like about 17 cars. Damn, what a lap. Son of a gun. Unfortunately, David Flanagan not here for an interview pretty much. Nobody's up here for an interview. We can get Garrett Caswell here in a second. About the only one we can get in the top 3. Garrett Caswell, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. Got a copy? Try this one more time. Garrett Caswell, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. Got a copy? All right then. So no interviews on deck tonight to start the race off. Waiting for everybody to load in. Flanagan's loading in. What a monster lap of 51.198. Only flipping out because it cleared Trevor Asbernoff's lap. Alright. Now that being said, we're going to go through the starting grid for tonight. Pretty short one on deck. David Flanagan. So look at that. A whole second faster than damn Trevor Asronoff. So Asronoff in second. Garrett Caswell third. Joe Herter fourth. Michael Barksdale, Kenny Real fifth and sixth. Jared Haynes, Mike Davenport, Christopher Strutter, Rob Morse Jr., Justin Johnston, Nathan Harper round out the Fast 12. Good to see Nathan Harper in the field. Kyler Wren. You got the 14 Guerrero starting 14th. Joshua McCullough and Kevin McCullough, the McCullough duo. 15th and 16th. Mark Vondale rounds out a 17-car field tonight. Pretty much playing tonight. This is the last, pretty much going to be the last practice attendance that most of these drivers will get on their own accord before the 499 starts this week. The preparation for it. You've had all this time to prepare for it. You've ran all these money races in these cars with temperatures similar to how the track's going to be. You've done all the preparation now. This is the last chance that I feel like so many drivers will get before the heat races and all that. We'll have to see. But David Flanagan will bring them down to the United Rentals restart zone. Trevor Asronoff to his outside against Caswell, Joe Herta, Michael Barksdale, Kenny Real. The top six. We're rolling from Talladega. Black flag to the 89. Bit of a slow start here. Not sure what's up. Probably what's happened. They're allowing somebody to get caught up here. Probably get going to green off of the back straightaway. Just give him a second here. Now they're rolling. Well, Flanagan and Amelia up to cover Asronoff. The black flag cleared on the 89. Now the real race begins. Garrett Caswell already has dropped several spots already from the start of this. Right now, Flanagan leading about 6-7 car breakaway. And David Flanagan will lead the first laps. Expect these drivers to really just take it easy. Caution is out, I lied. So much for taking it easy. Michael Barksdale gets nailed by a 9. Joshua McCullough already in the grass. Who hit him was Mark Vondale. Well, good news is they got one fast repair in the chamber. The bad news of that is they'll be using it on lap 1. Let's look back and see what happened. Oh, the run's coming. Looks like Jared Haynes missed time. McCullough being there turns him. Well, McCullough finished second in HGR. And already not the night he is wanting in MMS. It'll give us a great look. Misjudge, that's all it is. The misjudge for what it looks like. Unfortunately, it'll take McCullough. into the outside wall. Barksdale will get hit by Vondell. Not how these three drivers wanted their race to start. Already under caution, so if anything, give them set to reset their minds, get focused back in, so on any other day, this is going to be a precursor to come. What it really does is going to help all these drivers who come down pit road. It's going to really push the pit strategy back a little bit. They're not going to have to make a green flag pit stop as soon as what they were hoping or wanting. Right now, as we wait, they're already rolling. Flanagan immediately, first car off of pit road. Nothing changed really within the top five. Right now we're going to post the top five as they run. We got Flanagan, Asronoth, Kenny Real, Jer Herta. Mike Davenport's the top five as they run. CRA drivers on the apron trying to save as much fuel as they can. The further they can stretch it, the better off they are. We see this every time we see an MMS race, HGR race, anything really with Talladega. You see it. Don't be surprised if a few drivers actually come in to pit again. Short field tonight, so really strategies on the table if you really want to think about it. Ron Morris Jr. out of the race. At least that's what it's showing. Unsure if it's a packet loss deal or if it's an internet deal. Harper, McCullough, Johnson, Vondell, Barksdale, and well, no, just them. Them five coming back in for service. 45 to go whenever they take the green flag. So our first caution. Field works their way off of turn two. Going to ask this question. It's kind of a bold question. Nobody has to answer if they don't want to. So anybody can answer this if they want to. They ain't got to. Give y'all a ton to answer that. Whoever wants to. We're rolling. Flanagan, Astronaut leaves them down in turn number 1. A much better restart. With a 4, Jared Haynes. Flat flag will probably be a drive-through penalty more than likely for causing the caution. So expect the 04 to pit whenever he can. As right now, Flanagan up to cover Kenny Real as they work themselves down turn number 2. A little bit of a checkup effect. They keep it straight. Right now, you got Mike Davenport on that bottom lane. Trying to make something happen. But right now, top side with the advantage. Of course, track's also extremely slick. Expect tires to really play a factor. You see the 04 coming in to serve his drive-through penalty. Flanagan continues to lead. Top 5 breakaway from Flanagan all the way back down to Garrett Caswell at Exalta 88. Right now, one thing that we've came to learn with these cars, they're extremely easy to lose the draft. The one thing that the big cat back there is not wanting to do is lose that draft. Right now, just about a second behind the top 5. But it'll play into the top 5's hands whenever it comes down to pit strategy. I think I see as you see the 84 Kylo Ren now just setting the fastest lap of the race out of 49.146. Right now, pretty sure they're hooked up back to the draft. They indeed are. Everybody's back into this except for the 2 or 3 cars back behind there. Behind Joshua McCullough, that would be Guerrero, Johnson, and Barksdale. Well, right now, this is stretch the field. That's all this is. Work the field. Go as long as you can. Right now, 41 to go. 42 actually. But Will's doing a great job. He's hugging that middle lane, not really allowing them to build a gap. Either that or being generous, letting the 88 or Real get some air. Kind of a courtesy thing sometimes between these drivers. Nobody pushing the issue. Well, you'll see this probably for a good duration of the race, just running single file. It's interesting how Flanagan's actually running that, straddling the third and middle lane. Haven't really seen a lot of drivers do that. Well, whatever works for him. Right on back to the field. You're right on board Garrett Caswell. Really working the gas. Full throttle down back straight away. But you hear him cracking a little bit. Is not wanting to touch the one in any way, shape, or form. Going back further back, Nathan Harper. He's off the gas more than what Caswell is. Right now, Harper running in 9th spot. Down and back straightaway, 40 to go. And again, this looks boring, but it's ensuring it's really going to set up the drivers who are going to be around at the end of this thing. It's going to set up. It's going to really tell us who can save the most fuel, who can execute on and off pit road. That's what it's going to tell us. Right now, you got to save the fuel. The further you go, the less you got to pit. That's the benefit of the first caution of the night. But right now, King Real all over the back bumper to 16 now. We'll get off of him, maybe try to either cool that car off or formulate a run. You're right on the back bumper of David Flanagan. Bit of a push. For Real, nothing too bad. Get a great look at his motor, don't you? Yeah. See, Real's going to let off. Going to build the gap, cool the motor back off just a little bit, maybe that, or he's testing to see how big of a run he can get. Perhaps the 88 might be tired riding around. Another bump, even bigger this time. We're still single file on throughout top 5. Bit of a breakaway again. No surprise that we're seeing it. They did it earlier. And ultimately, you know, they're just going to rebuild the run. Right now, the gap from Kyler Wren to Garrett Caswell. There's Wren right there. So probably about 2 or 3 car lengths. Pretty much right now, not able to really build a run down the back straightaway. Well, that's the thing. These cars are easy to build a run with, as long as you don't lose the draft, obviously. But right now, it might be by design for the 84, not to really. They don't want to be on Caswell's bumper. Looks to the bottom. They ain't just trying to get us. They're just trying to test the waters. Unsure right now. Going to be lap 15 whenever they get back to the line. It's already going to be 37 to go. 36 right now. On back through the field here. Flanagan, Real, Asvernoff, Herta, and Caswell. That's the top 5. You see the lap car of Jared. Jared Haynes was about to be a lap car. Right now in the 16th position. Got Kyler Wren. You got Wren, Davenport, got 55. You got Chase Pastrana in the number 1. Harper, Dallas Cowboy, number 15. Both the McCulloughs. Kenneth and Joshua McCullough. That's the top 11. On back through the field. You got to go back about 9 seconds to find Justin Johnson, Vincent Guerrero, Michael Barksdale. That is Clip through 14th. Mark Vondale. Even more off the pace. 27 laps down in the 15th spot. And of course, just saw Jared Hayes go 1 lap down. And of course, Ron Morse Jr. out of the race. Rest through the field with 35 to go. Right now down the back straightaway. Still David Flanagan's led all 15 laps so far tonight. So right now this is just like I said, I know it gets tedious to watch, just some stuff that's hard to really see. Now, all migrating to the bottom. I almost wonder coming up on a lap car Vondale. They are not, so when I wondered if all migrated to the bottom except the 84 Kyler Wynn. Well, Ren, I think, just got shuffled out, was not able to get the ball fast enough. What you might be seeing either now or somewhere between the next 1 to 10 laps. Big estimate, I know, but better than none. You'll be seeing green flag pit stops. That's the only reason I can think that they migrated down to the bottom. But you see the McCulloughs cooking up to the back of the 84 Kyler Wren. Right now, outside lane starting to come. Some drivers thinking, track position might be important. We get a little racy. You see Flynn get up to cover the 84 Wren. Wren's going to go all the way up to the third lane, top floor. McCullough's going to split them in the middle. Well, that did not take long to get intensified. No, it did not. And Flynn get right back down to the bottom, able to come out still with the lead. 3 by 3 behind them. Well, it was a great charge by the McCulloughs and Wren, but unfortunately to no avail. But what it does do, it'll put Kenneth McCullough in second, who was just 11th about a lap prior. Track temp's 136 degrees. Why is that important? Who cares about that? I'll tell you why. A lot of drivers have said in the past, the older these tires get on these cars, the more they want to slip and slide. The less grit they'll have. You mix that with a hot racetrack, it is slicker than all get out. So right now, you might be seeing some drivers with some handling issues. The longer we go into this race, the draft in the dirty air will not make it no better. Starting to go at the line. Right now, Harper and Wynn trying to pull that outside lane back up. They're trying to get a massive run down the back straightaway, and hell, they got it. Harper out front momentarily down the back straightaway, entering turn 3, and he'll get it clear. Nathan Harper to the lead, and immediately back up the racetrack, back down the block. What a move by Harper and Wren both. Immediately puts Flanagan back in third at the line. Nathan Harper leads his first laps officially tonight. So right now, still 19 laps on the stint, 18 and 19 for Sun that pitted. Well, Guerrero just came out of the pit. Barksdale and Justin as well. You got to imagine them drivers have already have. They've already made their pit stop. Here comes the front leaders. Flanagan locking them up, Real locking them up. No wrecking yet. There's the wreck. Caswell spun around by McCullough. Able to keep it straight, by God. Asronoth, Herta, Davenport, black flags, too fast entering. Not what you want to see, especially for them. 3 drivers at the front the majority of the night will now have to hope and pray for a caution. Well, here comes Harper, Wren, and I got to assume McCullough with them. Kenneth McCullough. That is Harper drifting it into pits. Take it easy, buddy. Good God. Lit him up. Well, this can be a quick and easy pit stop. Because right now, if they do not hurry up and get out, you will have Chase Mastretta, the leader, with Joshua McCullough and Kenny Reel. Third and fourth, you see the 4 of Jared Hayes. 1 lap down. Well, right now, McCullough's going to come out ahead of this group. Hey, they're going to shuffle McCullough out. Well, McCullough will immediately get the draft of Jared Hayes. So now, Nathan Harper and there's Harper, Wren, Astronaut that had come in and served his penalty. Right now, he's almost a lap down. Right now, they're going to try to put Herta and Davenport 1 lap down. They will. Nathan and Wren up the middle. They'll make it work back down to the bottom. They'll leave 11 drivers on the lead lap. The next one will be the 14 of Guerrero. Off of turn 4 now, as are the leaders. So you ought to see the 14 at some point in the distances. Right now, Harper and Wren continue to lead with 26 laps to go. There you see they'll put the 14 1 lap down. Right now that will leave 10 drivers on the lead lap, the top 10. Well, right now the gap to the front 2. Right at 3 seconds, 2.6 as a matter of fact. Mastretta and them are coming. McCullough will immediately jump out to the outside lane. Don't know why. Probably an overheating issue. We don't know. But they're coming, but I kind of hurt them just a little bit. Real all over the place sideways. Right now you can still tune in, that gap is shrinking about 0.2 a lap. We'll focus back in on the front runners of Nathan and Wren because it was going to be interesting here. How is these lap cars going to play a role in this? I think they'll see the run coming. They might try to jump up there and get their lap back. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They'll just fall to the back of the lead lap cars. We'll have to see, because right now, as you see, Flanagan all the way up the track, keeps it off the wall. Well, that's really going to hurt them. 2 by 2, drivers going. See Wren trying to keep the 1 behind him. 1 lap down, side by side. This is not going to be good for the front 2. No, it ain't. But right now, look how nice and beautifully organized these 5 cars are. But 4 of them are on the lead lap. Well, 22 to go. These are going to be the drivers that they can keep it organized. The top 7, or really the top 5, are going to be the drivers that will decide this race amongst themselves unless there's a caution. Right now, the field being too evenly spread out, I do not see it happening. Oh, that ball got returned. God, too mighty damn. Hell of a save. You can tell the ones that drive with a 210 wheel range. Yeah, well, if anything now, it has really messed up Harper and Wren, because now them lap cars are going to probably fall into the clutches of Mastrutta and the rest of them. Indeed they are. I feel bad for Harper and Wren right now, sitting ducks. The best way I can describe it. Appreciate it, man. Well, by unpopular demand, the results were, will David Flanagan win tonight? The answer, no. But right now, that appears to be coming to fruition. Right now, you saw Harper and Wren all the way up. Wren trying to hold that one back. 3 by 3, don't sort it out. Back to 2 wide, and how about Chase Mastrutta to the point? Right now, he's pushing the 14 of Guerrero, 14 right now on the lead lap, only because he's ahead of the one on Mastrutta. Kenny Real will fall into second, Harper Wren third and fourth. Garrett Caswell flirt with a top 5 as well. Down the back straightaway, 2 by 2. Oh, Guerrero back gets turned. Keeps it straight. Harper Wren immediately right back out to the lead. Harper's led 10 laps tonight. The driver to only lead more than Harper right now will be the pole sitter, David Flanagan. Right now, Flanagan 8 seconds off, 8.7 to be precise. Wren back to the outside. Guerrero does not go with him. Harper up to cover Wren. Guerrero to the bottom. Oh, they got turned. What a save by Wren. God almighty. Makes your heart rate spike, don't it? Just a little bit. Well, what does that do for Kyler Wren? It'll drop him all the way down into the 5th spot. More importantly, it'll put him behind lead lap cars and non-lead lap cars. 18 to go. 84 all over the place. Of course, you got to think the longer we'll go. By our calculations, well, not by our calculations, just a rough estimate. The pit strategy length right now as they run. Drivers 9 to 12 lap stints here. Of course, Barksdale Johnson pitted earlier, but they were able to go 19 laps. We're assuming that's running it dry. That's what we're assuming, that they ran it as far as they could go. So if they ran 19 to 20 laps beforehand, we got 17 to go. They've already done 11. I am thinking there might be another one. Thinking. Appreciate you on the compliment for the good commentary. Well, right now, 16 to go. It's all Nathan Harper. Been here before. It's never over till it's over, but right now he's got the lap car of Guerrero between him and the second place car of Chase Mastrutta. Down the back straightaway, top 5 as they run. Harper, Mastrutta, Real, Joshua McCullough, and Kyler Wren. That's the top 5. And that's really the drivers who will settle this between them with the lap cars. Right now, the lap cars are hoping there's a caution. If they are, you're pretty much seeing the race for the lead, for the free pass, as well as the battle for the lead. Right now, Guerrero holds that spot. Ren pulling some lap cars with him. Guerrero up to cover Mastretta, Ren up the middle, down to the bottom to cover Kenny Rail. Good God almighty. Third floor, second floor, first floor. Right now, Kyler Ren all over the place. He has got right back up to the bumper of Harper. But the 84 is driving like he is not going to be denied tonight. 14 laps to go when they get back to the start-finish line. Look at the run that they get. I mean, pushing the 15. Almost a car length ahead. He's going to get off of him. Harper's going to try to block that top lane. He's going to see it coming. Guerrero, first car, one lap down. Trying to get back around the 15 of Harper. Kenny Rail on the bottom with Joshua McCullough. 14 to go. But right now, the top three have broken away from the lap cars for the moment. You see a couple of them trying to make the bottom lane work. The quicker they can get up, the better it'll be. You see McCullough will slide up behind Azranoff. Going to be 13 to go this time. If you're Nathan Harper, you're sitting there thinking, how am I going to defend the 84? He's been from top floor to bottom floor to the second floor. You see Barksdale and them coming in. Almost wrecked coming into the pits. A lot of wheel lock up. Right on board with Harper. You see the shot from the 84. Get a great look at that Toyota Camry. Right now, here comes Kenny Rail in that 88 on the bottom, that Jordan car on the move. So he's got Joe Herta behind him. We'll go back to the TV view. Right now you see Rail trying to make something happen with Herta and Guerrero. Not able to do it. Need to hurry up and blend back in line before they lose the draft. It's so easy with these cars. Right now they're migrated back to the bottom pit stops, probably looming again, the final ones for tonight. McCullough thought about it, he'll blend back in line. Right now, 11 to go. But right now, this is going to be, if there is a pit stop, it's going to be the most critical one. And here they come. Harper, Mastretta, Wren. All the lap cars. How about McCullough locking up the brakes? Kenny Rail on the brakes. Couple of drivers are going to take up all the pit lane that they need. What does this do for several other ones? How about Garrett Caswell, David Flanagan? Right now, a lot of drivers trying to get on and off pit road. Garrett Caswell, actually just exiting the pits. We'll have Barksdale behind him. right now for Garrett Caswell, not going to be able to get there. Him and Flanagan both. So right now, we'll rejoin the leader. Kyler Wren out front. Kenny Reel in second. McCullough, Harper, Mastrada. That's the top 5. Well, they got to get reformed up now. Look at the gap between Mastrada to the back of Harper. Needs to stay perfectly aligned behind that 15 car so he does not lose the draft. I think he's going to be fine. Right on board winning. Oh yeah, he's fine. He's got that massive run. You look at that Dallas Cowboy Ford Mustang. Well, 9 to go. These are the drivers that are racing for the win. Wren, Reel, McCullough, Harper, Mastrada. They are between the 2 lap cars of Asronoff and Herta. Right now, Asronoff on the lead lap. Well, Wren is immediately going to take care of that. Well, Reel put him back in lap down. He knows there's a caution. He does not want that 89 back on the lead lap. 8 to go. Astronaut's right back to the bottom again. I know they wish some of these lap cars would just go away, let them sell out between the front 5, but unfortunately, that's not what we get tonight. All right, now it's really playing a factor in the win here. Of course, it's exciting for us to watch, probably not as exciting for the drivers. Fight for the win. Wren at the line. Leads his 3rd laps of the race tonight. How about McCullough now? Up to the outside with Wren. Now Joshua McCullough finished 2nd in the HGR event. Only about an hour and a half ago. McCullough wanting to go up 1 more spot. Harper trying to get the run with them. Well, can you imagine what Harper will do if he can't get the run? But if he doesn't, best thing he can do is cover the 89. They'll get the run. You see they're side by side already. You see McCullough see it coming. Look at the run that the 89 has down the back straightaway. Well, Wren, let's see it. Oh, they reckon they save it. Hell of a save by the 89 and the 99 both. Right now, the front 2 on the bottom are fighting for the lead lap in case there's a caution late in this race. The top 3 are 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. You got Kenny Reel, that blue and white car, and Chase Mastrada in the 1. They are also fighting for this lead. Right now, the best thing they can do, push the lap cars. Try to get them ahead enough to where they can clear Wren and McCullough, but right now does not seem to be the case. Working at the bottom of the racetrack, these cars so finicky. But once they build the run in the draft, that's how they do it. You see they're going to migrate up to the top lane. But is it too late? You see the gap a 2nd back already and dropping. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Jordan. 4 to go. Man. Gonna be 3 to go this time. They've caught Rio's not out of this. But right now Mastrutta is falling way back 2.3 and dropping. Don't want to chase Mastrutta out of this unless there's a caution. Right now, well, unless Kenny Rio can work with these lap cars. I think it'll be between Wren, McCullough, and Harper. We'll have to see. Two to go. So really your hands are tied if you're Harper. The only thing you hope is if you make the move that the lap cars will go with you. Astronaut out of this. Well, right now with Astronaut being separated from the 88 to 1. Well, not Kenny Real, I feel like out of this, but I don't know. You look at the relatives, they're coming. Gonna be a white flag. That was McCullough, was Harper, was Real have. Of course, Kyler Wren's led 8 laps tonight. Still not the most out of any driver. That will go to David Flanagan. But that don't matter right now. White flag. We're pretty much in McCullough and Harper's ballpark. How do you set this up? How will you set up the run? Do you trust the one? What would the 88 of Kenny Rio do? Down and back straight away for the final time. But McCullough looked at it. Weren't able to get there. Hurd it down to the bottom. Kenny Rio's going to leave him to dry. Oh, through 3 and 4 for the final time. Off the turn 4 banking. McCullough down to the bottom with Harper at the line. Joshua McCullough steals it. Only led 2 laps and led the last one. That's all that mattered. Good God, they're tearing up cars left and right. The Kyler Wren's race ends not the way he wanted it. Guess Joshua McCullough. We'll wait for the top 3 to get here. Might take them a minute to get in here, but Josh McCullough second in HGR. Will walk away MMS. One more spot to the good. It was not easy for McCullough. Involved in the first incident of the night. Well, McCullough burns it down in victory lane 9. Of course, we're going to give it a few minutes. The top 3 want to be interviewed. They ain't got to. They don't want to. Well, with that being said, Nathan Harper's the first one in here. Nathan Harper, Garrett Jenkins, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you did everything perfect. Pit strategy-wise, staying with the lead pack, I wanted to ask, Did it work maybe too good to where it was just between you 5 drivers and about 3 lap cars, and then ultimately weren't much help? Do you feel like there's anything you could have done different?
I mean, yeah, the pit stop. It was weird because I formed an alliance with Kyler there, and I worked with the McCulloughs tonight. So I mean, I had the help, but it just didn't play into my favor on the pit stop, and I kind of slipped back. But I ended up finishing second, so I mean, I'll take it. It's one of them races where I didn't take it too seriously, but hey, I mean, we've got some cash in our pocket and good practice for the SummerSlam coming up next week.
I was about to ask you that question. With it coming up, I believe 7 days from today, next Sunday, the main event. How does practicing with these cars, especially at a track temp of 136 degrees, God forbid anybody got to walk barefooted on it. But
yeah.
how does all this preparation, we've seen the patterns, MMS, HGR, Dega Pros, all these big leagues that's all coming together to make the 499 happen. How much preparation has it gone into getting ready just for the 499? And then where's your mind at? What's your mentality? And do you feel like you got a chance of making the main event?
Well, I mean, the pit stops for sure. That's a lot of, you got to practice those because that's where you can make time and lose time for any car really. But I mean, tonight, like I said, the last stop, I messed it up. I ended up being with the pack and the bump drafting too. You know who you have a good connection with, and pushing smooth because you can tandem with these cars. Man, when I was getting pushed by Collier and I kept drifting up the track, I was getting tight every time he got on me. So yeah, definitely something to get used to. It's
going to be very well. You'll be going up against some of the best that iRace has to offer, super speedway, rise, money racing. The other thing I wanted to ask you, we saw drivers making it 3 wide, making it dicey. Really, was it just, as far as tonight, making moves? Was it just whoever you can get hooked up with, or do you actually got to go into, you actually got to plan out your move, how you want to do it? Because we saw several drivers on the bottom, they lose the draft very easily.
I mean, they could have made it work, but I mean, not to be rude or anything, but I don't think they really had their act together. It was basically 3 against a whole team,
pretty much.
And I don't know what they were doing. I don't really see the point in making it 3 wide. I mean, we were breaking away. I mean, it's such a small field. You know, there should be less pressure, but I feel like, you know, people can make this harder than it has to be. I mean, just sit in line and wait, and then know how to push. Don't, like, take someone's right rear or left rear and side draft them back, and then screw yourself over. But, like, if it was a bigger field, then, yeah, I understand you got to make the moves. But with a smaller field, you have to be smart because the draft really plays a role.
It really does, buddy. Of course, you've been interviewed 2 or 3 times now. Happy to have you back up here in the booth, but you know the question is coming next. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Yeah, shout out to McCulloughs for letting me join with them. I was able to push Josh to the win, so that was cool. Shout out to Kyler Wynn. We formed an alliance with him, and we were up front most of the time. Had a really good pit stop, and we broke away from everybody. And for you for broadcasting this tonight.
Ain't no problem, buddy. Nathan Harper will come up second, building great momentum towards the SummerSlam 499 next Sunday. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Right now, he's the only driver wanting to be interviewed at the moment. But while we wait on other ones to come in, go ahead and run through the race results tonight. A fairly calm MMS race. Joshua McCullough from second HGR to first tonight in MMS will get the win. Nathan Harper second, Kyler Wren third, Kenny Real fourth, Chase Mastretta in fifth, Garrett Caswell in sixth, David Flanagan, who led the most laps at 19, Conso seventh, Joe Herta in eighth, Trevor Asronoff in ninth, Kenneth McCullough in 10th. Right out top 10, Michael Barksdale, Justin Johnson. 11th and 12th, Guerrero, Haynes, Davenport, Vondale, and Morris Jr. will round out the field. That will be 13th through 17th. A couple of drivers a little bit more time here before they get here. Of course, key takeaways tonight. You saw during the pits or during the pit strategy how important pit road is on and off the track. It's really what was able to negotiate and really determine the 5 drivers going at it at the end of it. It was Joshua McCullough able to use strategy right, set up Calhoun perfect. He set him up beautifully, as a matter of fact. Let's see if I can't find somebody in one of the other chats that ran tonight. None of those available. Well, that being said, it does not appear Joshua McCullough or Calhoun wants to be interviewed at the moment. Well, that being said, I think I'll go ahead and shut it off a little early tonight. But I appreciate everybody stopping by and watching. It was a great 2-race action between HGR and MMS. Joshua McCullough outlasted everybody to get the job done. As far as all the drivers involved in the PGR, SummerSlam 499 gig going on this week concludes next Sunday. I will say good luck to every driver involved in it. God bless y'all. And until the next broadcast, which will be tomorrow night for Inspired, everybody have a good night. Take care. We'll hope to see each and every one of you again. Have a good night.